What's going on, everyone? My name is Shay and welcome back to your Altcoin Daily News. So in today's video, we'll be looking at the ever uptrending Bitcoin. Can it actually hit the $11,000 mark today? And what would happen if we do? Do we see Bitcoin busting through it or diverge straight back down? So I want to look at any price points that are appealing that we should get into to maximize our profits. Also, I want to look at Litecoin, Neo, Ethereum, and Ripple, and look at if I see any uptrends or any trends that are happening so we can get into it and maximize our profits together. So before we get into the video, as you guys know, this is a cryptocurrency channel dedicated to bringing you your daily dose of crypto news, updates, price predictions, anything cryptocurrency related. So let's get right into it. Perfect. So let's start off by looking at Bitcoin. And you guys know Bitcoin is a juggernaut that moves the entire cryptocurrency space. And because it's been going on a little bit of uptrend, we finally hit 500 billion market capitalization. And it just feels good because I feel like we're just going to continue uptrending. A lot of people are starting to FOMO back into Bitcoin. A lot of people are listening to Bitcoin, hearing about Bitcoin on the media. And it's just a good time for cryptocurrency. So let's look at what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. First and foremost, yesterday we ended off by saying, where is Elliott wave going to end? Where is wave 5 going to end? Is this the top of wave 5? Or do we start a new count at 0 to 1 right here, 2 to 3? So before we get into the Elliott wave, let's look at resistance point. One being the ever mighty 11,000. Going from 10,000 to 11,000 is a huge deal. What will happen at that $11,000 mark? Will we see divergence straight through it, or will we bust back down? So when we hit the $10,000 mark here, what happened? We hovered around it for a couple of days, I would say 2 days, and then we just broke through it. And we knew that was going to happen strictly due to the fact that Bitcoin was starting to get that uptrend again. People were starting to talk about Bitcoin again and seeing Bitcoin go to new all-time highs this year. And people are just starting to listen about Bitcoin again, especially media. There's Ellen DeGeneres that was talking about yesterday. There's Philip DeFranco that was getting into blockchain technology. And it's just really good to hear. So around this $10,000 mark, we saw a lot of ups and downs. But we finally stopped moving sideways and we broke through. Now we're going to trend up to the $11,000 mark. So let's look at what has happened at $11,000 beforehand. Have we actually had any big activity around $11,000? So looking at 11,000, right around here. We've seen 11,000 where we bust above it. There's always been activity around 11,000. Look at this volume. There's always been activity around 11,000 strictly due to the fact that it's a big round number. So what I'm going to be doing right now is looking at what we can see with Elliott wave. I want to count off by saying there's multiple different ways to look at where wave 1 is. We can see wave 1 being from here to here, correct? You can see an uptrend there. Can that not be wave 1? And then this being the little bit retracement for wave 2 and then wave 3, right? We don't know where wave 3 will end, but can this be the Elliott wave that is forming right now? Can it be where we should be going in the future, correct? So let's look at a little bit more. Let's use Fibonacci retracement, the trend-based tool, and let's look at where Bitcoin can end if this is where 0 to 1 is. So let's look at where Bitcoin can end. So let's hit this and let's get out of auto. We've already been out of auto. So looking at this trend base, we can see that using Elliott wave, correct? Using Elliott wave, we can see Bitcoin hit this price point right around here, 11,200. Oh, sorry, not 11,200. We gotta go above the we gotta go above the 1.62, correct? So right around here up to here, right? So we can look at a price point of around 11,500, 11,600. So let me draw the lines that I'm talking about. We can see one being 11,300, one being 11,600, 11,600. So these are points that you guys should be looking at in the immediate future. what happens to Bitcoin around these prices? Does it trend upwards through them, or do we see a lot of activity and stagnation around these price points? So looking at these price points, I really do see the uptrend coming up soon. So as we drew up before, oh, I finally said drew properly. As we drew up before is 1, 2, 3. However, 3 needs to be placed somewhere in here, correct? Can we see the 11,000 Bitcoin, and can we see Bitcoin bust through to this point? That is the real question at the moment. I want to look at another indicator that you guys should also be looking at too. We go to Binance, look at the Bitcoin to USD tether here, and what you guys want to do is click on depth. So you look at the book of what is happening, the book of sell orders versus buy orders. And right now, if we look at it, we see that there's a huge pressure coming from the buy side. There's a lot of buy orders versus sell orders. People are not selling as much as people are buying at the moment, correct? So if we look at the sell orders and look at, let's just see 11,800 and see what is happening around there. At 11,800, moves too fast for me, but 11,800, we don't see that much. We don't see a huge sell wall like we usually do at round numbers, correct? And because people are busting through this right now, I believe we can see a little bit more of the uptrend right here. So if we get to 11,000, it can go both ways. We can see 11,000 for Bitcoin and bust down. So we can see a slight correction, and then we still will keep going up. This is my price prediction for Bitcoin at the moment. I personally believe because we are around here and we see an uptrend happening, correct? The RSI is moving down and the MACD is crossing over right here. However, I believe that it's just a slight correction. We can short at this point right here due to these resistance point if you want to look for immediate returns. But if you're looking for a price point for the next day and a half, we should be looking to 11,400. If you do shorting, or if you want to take quick profits from right here, then by all means, yes, we can see Bitcoin going down just slightly down. We can be seeing a correction phase right here, right? We can see a correction phase. However, if we look more at the, let me delete this. If we look closely in at the moving averages, we just don't see a divergence that we should move out of right now. We see that at the 1 hour, on the 1 hour chart, we still have the 55 moving average completely below all 3 lines, yellow, red, and blue. And it just isn't telling us to sell right now. If we got around here at 8,700, there's no point for us to sell right now until it converges and we finish Elliott wave and we finish a retracement period. Then yes, we can be seeing a correction. But right now, if we get to 11,500, we should be seeing a slight dip, strictly due to using the trend-based Fibonacci, which I've already drew. Oh my god, here we go again, which I've already drew. I don't know why that's a problem of mine, drawn versus drew. But anyways, if we do see this, just remember that golden rule, 1.62 and above, and it always has to be that multiple of wave 1. So looking at it, we can see that we can hit 11,300 to 11,400, and that's when we want to look at Bitcoin and see whether it continues to go up or if it's going down. And hopefully I can do an update video about that. So let's quickly dive into Litecoin. Litecoin, as we saw the Elliott wave right here, we saw a huge pattern going up, and I believe we're still on the retracement period, correct? We're still retracing, and this does not look nice right now. I can see a huge wedge forming right here. Let me move out of there. I can see a huge wedge forming. Come on. I can see a huge wedge forming. Sorry about that. Right here. And I personally I would stay away from Litecoin at the moment. I just don't know what's going to happen with Litecoin. Can Litecoin actually bust through this wedge? You just have to be patient and just wait and just be patient. What's going on right now? Why am I not able to? There we go. So we have to see where Litecoin ends up, because we are forming that wedge. We're moving sideways. Even if we look at a 30-minute, look at the 15-minute, it's very stagnant right now. It's not moving anywhere, especially after that huge run up. We're in the correction phase right now. Once we start seeing it go above this wedge and we see good RSI, we see all this crossing over, then yes, get into it. We can see quick profits if that is the formation LE wave 1. Also, let's look at NEO. What is NEO up to right now? So NEO, since yesterday, we've been going on another uptrend with LE wave. We saw LE wave right here, the correction phase, and another LE wave forming, which seems very, very prominent. I can definitely see wave 5 coming up to here. So if we were to get in at, also another reason why I didn't like Litecoin is the volume. This is ridiculous. This is small. This is nothing compared to what we're seeing here in these uptrends. This is nothing. So let's go back to NEO. Looking at NEO, let me get it up auto again. Looking at NEO, I believe that we can see a little bit more retracement until this fully crosses over. Until we start seeing that blue above is when we'll see wave 5 taking full effect. So I believe we should be going down. Let me pull this up. I believe we should be going down to, hold on, not this one, sorry. I'm going to look at the actual Fibonacci retracement tool right here. So what I believe is we will trace back to around the 50 zone. So $130 around here. We can even see 128. Always look at the golden rule of 618 ratio. We can retrace back to 128, and if we do, we retrace back and then we bust through it. So if we do go down to 128, 127, that region right here, I strictly believe that you guys should get in at it, and then we'll see the 5th wave happen. So that's my prediction for NEO. Let's look into Ethereum. And what is Ethereum up to right now? Ethereum broke through the wedge that we were forming yesterday. Remember what I was telling you? If we break through the wedge and we see a good RSI and we see a good MACD, we can see the uptrend. And we did. So since we broke out of that wedge, if you guys got in here, you guys saw a good $30 profit. If you guys were to look at us bringing out the wedge, what I was talking about yesterday, and you realize that, look at this, look at the RSI moving, we saw a good crossing over right here, and we saw the volume spikes. The volume was indicative of us moving on an uptrend, and once you guys got in at that point, that's good, perfect, right? Can this be the start of a new Elliott wave? Can this be wave 1 right here? It seems like it. We go on a little bit of retracement and then we go up, right? So where can we end up using the Fibonacci trend-based retracement tool? Where can wave 3 end up? This is wave 1. We come back down. Where can wave 3 end up? We can end up wave 3 around 11,000. 10,000. I just got 11,000 on my mind because of Bitcoin. It's just been hovering in my head lately. If we do look at Ethereum though, we can see Ethereum hit these price points. Ethereum can definitely hit 1,020 to 1,030. If we do see the retracement and then the wave 3 of Elliott wave hit here. So that's my price prediction for Ethereum today going into tomorrow. And then Ripple, the last cryptocurrency we're going to be looking at today. Ripple, let's look at how Ripple is looking. We saw that Ripple had wave 1, wave 2, and then this huge spike. Remember when I told you guys I got into Ripple at $1.09? I got into $1.09 right here, and I saw that wave 3 was forming right here. And I put my sell order at what, $1.15? I was happy with that. I made a 6 cent profit. That's roughly around 5.8 to 6%, and that's enough for me. Day trading, that's massive. Look at this volume. Look at this volume trend right now. Look at this. I just did not expect this out of nowhere. So looking at wave 3, we went on wave 3. Now we're in the retracement period. We don't see the volume, but once we get, then let's look at Fibonacci. Hold on, let me get out of auto so we can actually look up. So now that we're looking at Fibonacci, let's look at where Ripple can actually end up on this retracement. Looking at Fibonacci, we can see it retrace back to 6, the golden rule of 618 or 500, the ratio of 500. So we can see it retrace back to $1.15 or $1.13. I believe if it goes down to $1.13, you guys should get in, and then we can see wave 5 forming. Okay, so that wraps up the video for today. Hopefully you guys are able to get into the price points that I've alluded to, and hopefully we really see Bitcoin hit 11,000 and go above it. I'm just waiting. I'm just looking at the charts and just being patient with Bitcoin. I just want to see where it trends up to. So hopefully you guys took something away from this video, and I'm hoping you guys are able to make profits today. And I'm looking to probably make another video today updating news around the cryptocurrency space, looking into the market, or should I do a top 5 altcoin? Top 5 under 50 cents. I believe I'm going to be doing that video sometime in the future. If it's today or tomorrow, I don't know which video I'm going to do. So let me get back to you guys tonight. Hopefully you guys have fun trading. Like always, if you guys like the content, subscribe down below, hit that post notification and comment, and let me know what your opinions are. So thank you for viewing the video, and I'll see you guys later tonight. Peace.